Hey everyone, it's David with Android Police, and we're at CES 2015, and we are taking a look at the G Flex 2. This is obviously the second iteration of LG's slightly flexible but curved, I guess you would say, well, I'm not sure what you call direction of curve. Samsung made the taco phone, LG made the one that was curved the other way. So the G Flex 2, the biggest upgrades are in the screen and I would say the chipset. So we've got a Snapdragon 810 chipset here. This is the first phone I believe announced with the chipset, and it's probably the first one demoed with it as well. Now, the Snapdragon 810 chipset, as you may well be aware, is a 64-bit chip, but the difference is it's not using Qualcomm's Crate cores, it's using ARM reference designs. As far as speed, the phone does feel pretty quick, but we're on pre-release software here, so it's hard to say how fast it'll actually be in reality once the phone's out there in the wild. So I don't want to comment too much on that. The camera's seen a big upgrade as well. We've got the laser autofocus from the G3 here, which is one of my favorite features of the G3. The same 13 megapixel sensor, a dual LED flash, and LG's got some new feature in here, which I'm not going to demonstrate in this video, where if you put the phone up and you point the front-facing camera toward your face and wave at it, it automatically launches the camera in front-facing mode so you can take a selfie and does a countdown timer. And then when you bring the phone back down to look at it, it automatically previews the image you just took, which if you take a lot of selfies could actually be a pretty cool thing. This, as you may be able to tell by the navigation buttons down here, is running Android 5.0. This is one of the first phones we've seen to launch with Android 5.0, so that's really cool. It's still definitely LG's software layer in here. If you look at like the settings menu and stuff, it looks like LG's stuff. Whether or not you like that, it comes down to personal preference. Another thing LG showed us that they didn't really talk about too much, but we took a look. There are now Android Wear mini apps for stock LG apps on the phone. So you can see you've got activities for LG Health here, start a bike ride or start a run, which gives you a little UI on your Wear device to show you how fast you're going, how long you've been doing it, and stuff. It's pretty neat, actually. You can also take a note with the Quick Memo app on the LG phone, which really isn't that impressive when it comes down to it. But the health stuff is neat if you use LG's Health app. We're not seeing anything else yet, but I think based on the presentation we saw, there will be more system apps that get Wear mini apps from the G Flex 2, and probably all LG phones from here on out. The other feature they demonstrated, I'm going to turn the screen off and try it here, if I can get it to go. It's a bit buggy, so you can see the preview panel there. You just swipe down while the screen is off, and you get to see the time, and you can see your notification icons and stuff. I forget what they call it. I think Quick Glance. So you have Knock On, and then you have that, which is neat. I don't know if it's still quite as good as Motorola's Active Display. It just doesn't seem quite as useful, and the bugginess of it right now obviously is influencing me a little bit. But yeah, that is the software on the G2 in a nutshell. Hardware-wise, they have the self-healing back has made a return. They call it the advanced self-healing back now. It heals up to 70 times faster, I believe, within 3 seconds for small scratches, which is pretty incredible. We scratched ours a little too hard, so that didn't quite heal, unfortunately. Uh, but the idea is very cool. Unfortunately, I'm still finding that the self-healing back, like on the original G Flex, is a total dust magnet. It's really, really dusty. Even just trying to wipe it off, you just get more dust on it. The screen has been upgraded to a 1080p POLED panel. It's a plastic OLED. That's really the only upgrade on screen. It has also been reduced in size. The original G Flex was a 6-inch display. They brought this down to 5.5 inches, which is the same size as the G3. That's really interesting. I think that's probably the first time we've seen a manufacturer actually decrease the size of a subsequent phone, which is kind of nice. It makes it easier to hold. And I like 5.5 inches as a form factor. It feels pretty good. Other than that, we're just talking first impressions here. We haven't done any camera tests or anything. There's going to be quick charge technology in this, similar speed to the turbocharger on Motorola devices and Samsung Note 4. And obviously, you still got LG's rear buttons here, which love them or hate them, they're there. And yeah, that is what we're hearing about G Flex 2 so far. We don't know anything about pricing or availability in the US or really anywhere else yet. You can assume it'll probably be more expensive than G3, but that's probably a given because of this advanced display technology and the curved battery and all that. And actually, before we stop here, let me just go ahead and peel off the rear cover so you can see what's underneath here. You can see that the battery is actually sealed off, but you can put in an SD card and your SIM card in the back here. I'm not sure why they didn't go with some kind of little slot on the top, a removable back, decreases the rigidity. But yeah, that's how it works, and that is the G Flex 2.